Hi there, it's Vanessa Baker. I'm doing a re-record because I totally messed up my live video last Wednesday by trying to trim the end off it, and I ended up deleting everything except the end that I was trying to trim. So lesson learned, don't muck about with technology that you don't know anything about. Anyway, so I'm going to just record again my little class, a little video that I did of using a sketch. And so let's just flip the camera around, and I'm going to slide that this way a bit. Okay, so I started off talking about a sketch, and I've got a book here which is designed for card sketches, and you can get this on Amazon from, I think it's just Martin Mayhem. Here we are, Martin Stone is his name. And in the book, you've got space to do sketches. Make sure you can actually see me. So you just draw sort of roughly the different layers of your card, and then you can either write down or put little stamps of colour, or use a blend or something like that to show the colours. And you can also note down the measurements. So I've done that for the sketch we're doing today, which is using DSP. I've got a pack of DSP which has got great coloured and then black and white images on the other side, and it's really easy to create, use 3 different patterns and create a cute little card design. So I've got my layers here mapped out. So I've got a layer here, number 1, which is white, and then I've got 2, 3, and 3, which are the same. These are both labelled 3 because they're the same size of DSP, and then I've got my arch as my focal point with a sentiment and an item on there. So it's a great way to, if you've got a book or even just some sort of notebook, that you can keep a note of your sketches, do a sketch of card designs you like, and that are easy to recreate with different products, because sometimes you're looking at new products and you can't quite get started on how to use them. But something like this is a really good starting point. So that's the sketchbook. And then I'm using today the Wild Bunch stamp set, which is a product of the month. This is the June product of the month. And it's a really cute little set with these animals. And so I've actually made a set of 4 cards, all using the same pack of DSP and the animals in slightly different ways. So I'll show you all of them at the end. So we're just going to do one together. And I've started off by, here's the layout. So because I'm re-recording this, I have already stuck these pieces on. So rather than redoing that bit, I think it's pretty straightforward. I've got a white layer and then my 3 different pieces of DSP. These 2 are the same size. And I've got all the measurements will come out with the email and be on my blog post as well. So that's my card front with my layer of DSP started. Then I've got my arch, and I've used the Everyday Arches dies, and the one I've picked is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one from the middle size. But you could use a bigger size, but I wanted to be able to see plenty of the DSP. So if you go bigger, you just have to be aware that it's going to cover more of your paper. So that's why I chose that size. Okay, so first thing to do is I'm doing a kind of, because they're little animals, I'm doing a kind of a little scene where the animal, I've got sky and sort of a foreground of grass. I'm just going to use this one as a guide to get my grass in the right place, just because I've already done the others the same. But you could use a point, so if you put the bottom of your shape on a certain point on your table and then pick a line to use as your guide for where to put this on each of the pieces if you're going to make the 4 different ones. Just going to rub off that little bit of something. And the first thing I want to do is create my sky. So I've got a blending brush and some Pool Party ink. And you always ink up your brush and then just get rid of that first sort of blob of ink, because we don't want a big blob on our project. And I am just kind of going in this direction away because I don't want to pick up the edge of my post-it note and end up with ink underneath it. So I'm trying to keep that from happening while I do my sort of circular. And I don't want this too dark. I want it to be just a soft sky looking colour. That's probably enough. I have got a little bit of a blob there, so you can see what I mean if you're not careful. End up with that. Right, so now I'm going to take that off and go with the other end. So now I'm going to cover that line with my post-it note, and I'm going to use Peaceful Pine. I thought this was quite a nice green that kind of went with the other colours. Again, I'm getting rid of that first blob and then sponging it on. And you can pick that up. So off the glass mat, it's quite easy to pick up that bit of ink and use it. So I'm not actually wasting any. And again, I'm just being careful here where my post-it is, not to flick that edge up. And I want this green a little bit more than the sky, potentially. Just see how that looks together. Don't know why, and I'm on, I don't know how many blending brushes I've used. I seem to have got some of the green into my Pool Party, and I've even re-inked the Pool Party, and it's just coming out green. Am I going crazy? Just going to see. No, it is still very green. Just keep adding. I'm probably just going to make it worse. That's what happened on the other one. And yet I'd done these other examples perfectly fine. So I don't know what's going on there. I might have to start again with that. Anyway, you have to imagine that that's blue. Right. So the next step is to just put a little, there's a stamp here that does this sort of hatching. It's kind of, but I think it kind of can look like grass. So I'm going to stamp that at the bottom, and it's stamped off. So I've got a little piece of scrap here that I've been stamping off on. So we just get rid of one layer of ink off that, and then I found it best to go across bottom, and it just gives that little bit of texture and something. Actually, I'll keep going that way and I'll go. I'm sort of lining it up in between where the other ones were. You would probably hard to see through the camera, but it's like a checker pattern. So now I'm just lining up different squares to carry that pattern along and just fill in the space there a little bit with a hint of grass. Okay, and then I've got, because this one, next one I'm doing is a snail, so I thought we would give him something to eat. So here's a little green leaf for him to chew on, and I'm just going to put it up the side like that. So the snail's actually going to sit partly over the top of it. Right, so speaking of the snail, I'm going to stamp the snail. like so, and colour him in with blends. So I've got here pecan pie and petal pink. So I want to do the body in petal pink. I'll just do that first. And I also want a little bit of petal pink just on his shell. Oops. This blend has a crack in the casing, so I have to actually hold it. I'm just adding a bit of shading and petal pink. It's the darker one. And then I'm going to blend that out with the lighter one again. Okay, and then we bring in our light pecan pie. Oops. I might do his little antlers first. I don't know if they're called antlers on a snail. I don't know what that bit's called. Feelers? Right, so this is the light. I'm going to go all over it, except just where I've left those pinky. I'm using the brush end, but it's quite a brush that's not very good. It's been used a bit, I think, and has sort of gone a bit. The point is very loose. I really like it when they're firm, but as we use things, they lose their firmness. Just going to leave. I don't want it to look, you know, like a actual shape of any kind. Okay, and then I'm going to use the dark one. Because a snail's shell is sort of multicoloured, I think. Definitely where these lines are, Stampin' Up put the shading marks in for us, which is very handy. A little dot there, and then I might just do a few more little blobs of darker, like a snail would be. That's probably enough. And then this particular one, we don't have dies for these, for this stamp set, so I'm going to fussy cut. You've probably seen me fussy cut before. I'm leaving a little white edge between the scissor and the line, and I'm turning the paper with my left hand. And the snail is actually quite easy to cut out. You can leave that little bit there where it's quite narrow between the antler and his body and this shell. You won't notice that once it's stuck on the card. Unless you want to cut that out, then go right ahead. But often with fussy cutting I say, oh no, you don't need to do that, and people are very grateful. Okay. It's our little snail. So I'm going to go ahead and stick him on with dimensionals. Now, did I bring any dimensionals? Oh yes, here we go. I've got large and small, so I think we'll go, actually I might just cut a large one to do the big shell bit, and then I'll use a little one for his head. That's probably enough. Right, so I want him to sort of look like he's on the grass and cover some of the leaf, so I just might move him, put him about there. Cute. And to go underneath him, I've already gone ahead and made a sentiment. So this is the happy birthday from the stamp set. You'll see it's got happy birthday, thank you for all you do, hi friend, sending love, and just a little note. It's very cute. And I'm going to put that on also with dimensionals. And I think I'll use these bigger ones. The die cut is from Stylish Shapes, and it overhangs the edge of the arch. And I'm just thinking, do I put it right up by his, or do I leave a gap? I might leave a gap, so he's not sitting on the sign. Right, now we can attach it to our card. So it's just going to go there on the card. And I'm using dimensionals again. And we'll put one in the middle. And I'm just going to center it just as best I can. Oops. Top and bottom, left to right. Just pop them down. That looks good. And then I've got some embellishments. These are Array of Dots, and they are, I've written the colours here, Flirty Flamingo, Lemon Lolly, Pretty Peacock, and Pool Party. So I can either use Pool Party, which is the colour that I've used for my card base, or with the green, I've been finding that the Pretty Peacock actually goes quite well with this Peaceful Pine. Where's my little tool? Oh, it seems to be missing. My Take Your Pick tool has gone walkabout. So I'll just use this other little tool, and I'm putting one at the top, and then just go 1 and 2 down here. They're not an exact match, but I think it works. And that all smudged when I wrote I find it's quite good to write the colours on the back, but I didn't leave it to dry long enough, and it all smudged on my plastic sleeve. Never mind. I'll put that back in later. Okay, then, I've already gone ahead, like I say, because this is a re-record, I had already done the inside stamping. So in the set, there's a little gift, a little present, and I've just gone ahead and coloured those in and stuck the inner into the card. So that is my snail card, which was the last one in the series. So I did penguins, and I felt the penguin, it was just one, the same stamp, but I felt it needed a little friend. So I did 2 penguins, and I did the cow and the koala. But they all fit on the screen, I think they do. Let's move those out of the way. So you can see it makes quite a lovely little set, and I've kept the same pink that we've used in the paper as the pink I've used in the little animals and the colouring, and all the paper is from the same pack, and I've tried to use a black and white on each one, so it sort of ties them all together and is a really nice little sweet set of cards that you could gift or use yourself. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that next time I don't do something silly with my recording when I do my Facebook Live. And I'll see you again. Gosh, today's Wednesday? I'm re-recording. So yeah, next week I'll be back with another live video on Facebook at 1:30 on Wednesday. So I'll catch you then. Bye.